Good morning, welcome back to the zombie apocalypse, to the rainy zombie apocalypse. It's been another couple days, and last episode we collected a bunch of new animals, and I was considering building a nice little pen for them. So obviously, I did none of that, and instead wasted most of my nails on this, a parking lot. I like it. It was basically a huge use of nails here. But I was kind of getting tired of the cars being in the way, and so got a little bit of this here, even, with directional arrows, so, I don't get into any traffic problems. And I decided, if we're building a nice little barn and a nice little additional pasture for the animals up there, I want to save on nails, so I want to do some more brick construction. We have still hundreds of bricks remaining. What we need, though, is clay. So we're gonna head out with all the sacks that we have and some spade for some clay collection. Now we do have small amounts of clay here along our little pond here, but that's kind of tedious, and that's kind of a lot of foot walking to actually get that. So I was thinking, I want to head over to the Grand Old Ohio River, and on the shores of that, first of all, that should be fairly easily accessible, even with the vehicle here, and we should find way more clay deposits over there. So that's where we're heading out to. And I was hoping the weather would clear up. It's been raining for 4 days or so now. It's been very miserable. I couldn't even really work outside the whole day because I was constantly getting super wet and soaked, and had to sit inside for hours to just dry up again. It's been a whole thing. Also, this road is not getting any clearer. Somebody should really do something about this. While we're driving, there's one little thing I kind of wanted to throw out there. So at the start of the run, I said we're starting with no sprinters and increase the sprinter percentage each time the helicopter comes by 1%. Now, I kind of thought the helicopter would come a little bit less frequent, honestly. I think it's every 12 or 14 days at the moment, so it's been really ramping up. And here's the thing when it comes to sprinters and zombie population. So what I usually do for most of the YouTube series is have normal apocalypse zombie population, but some 5% or so sprinters, just to keep things interesting, but not make it too grindy in terms of the amount of zombies you have to go through. Now for this run, I decided to go with double normal zombie population, so 2 times, which I think is actually kind of more like 3 times of what you have normally on Apocalypse, because Apocalypse is not just 1 time zombie pop, it's kind of 0.65 or something like that. It's weird in build 42. And on top of that, we still have a decent amount of sprinters here. And I'm kind of a little bit concerned that this might get, especially considering that we are still fairly weak character stats wise, that this might get a little bit rough. So I'm wondering, I'm kind of considering, for now at least, capping the sprinter percentage at the usual 5%, or maybe having some other system rather than having it relate to the helicopter. Maybe, I don't know, sprinter percentage is my strength plus fitness or something like that. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. On the one hand, I want to keep it interesting, so it's not just, easily to dispose of any sort of amount of zombies, but on the other hand, I also don't want it to just be impossible unless I start massively fence cheesing every single zombie we come across, because that's usually whenever I see somebody play with high amount of sprinters, there's just fences everywhere. They built their own little kill box fences, and it's They're not actually fighting sprinters. They're like fighting crawlers with extra steps. Alright. Anyway, one of those vehicles we came across had full tank of gas, yes. Now, unfortunately, I got rid of all the empty gas cans. So I guess we're gonna do this. Open this up. Lighten this out. No, hello. Need hose. I do not have. Okay, I think it's in the glove box. I don't think we've ever been that filled up here in the tank. It's very nice. Right, the other reason I wanted to do this little road trip towards the river is at the moment, since we're still not in the looting actually building phase, I'm still hopeful to come across maybe a survivor group of zombies or two for some additional books, since we're not raiding any bookstores anytime soon. So, gotta drive down some new roads we haven't been to yet to get a chance of finding these kind of guys. Should be a road going north here, yes. And then taking this road. Before we get to the river, I kind of want to do a little detour here. It's a little farm estate. We have one more use in our propane torch. Could just grab that one. Okay. Haven't spotted me yet. The question is, okay, there's pigs and there's chickens. Nah. They were mostly interested in finding some sheep that are a little bit closer to home than the ones we saw behind Riverside. But that looked a little bit too busy for my taste. Which is again one of the signs of the whole randomized zombie population, because that farmhouse I very often and very many runs found that completely empty. Always like a good safe haven if you're outside the city. Go there, you can stay a couple nights, super easy. I guess not in this run. Ah, what do we have here? Wonder how this crash happens. The trailer was not properly giving way and crashed sideways into the pickup. Very tragic. The trailer manual. Breakfast. So the river is just behind the trees here. I think we're just gonna stay on the road, and the road's gonna be closer to the river here now. In a bit. No reason to try to fight our way through the trees. Yep. Right, that's a little bit more uneventful road trip than I had intended. We'll make it eventful, one way or the other. Alright, let's grab sacks. Bait. Start digging. There's nothing in any direction. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be out here collecting some clay. And then we'll see how much we get. Well, I'm probably gonna fill up all the sacks that we have. We could even unload the sacks into the trunk and fill them up again. Alright, I'll be here digging. Right, a couple of minutes and a lot of digging later, we have 224 clay on its own, and then also 14 more full sacks of clay. And they're almost full. So, you know, since it's still pretty early, and I do like my road trips, we're gonna head down this road. Just see if we come across any car crashes, any survival groups, any zombies, and see how then the eastern side of Tiki Town looks. Now that trailer is going to be in a terrible condition, but I wouldn't mind having an actual cargo trailer. It might be loaded though with stuff. Quick check around. No zombie anywhere to be seen. So we can just smash it. Can't dismantle from here. Can I dismantle from here? I can't. Oh, do I not have a... I might not have a screwdriver with me. Okay, you know, I'm gonna grab the wrench here. For a simple reason, because I'm assuming this is gonna be locked. No, it's not. Okay. Never mind. Hey, 2 more sacks. Salt Lake? That's 20. I mean, we gotta have a Salt Lake for our cows, right? So what's the condition on this one? Yeah, terrible. It's a crash. What did you expect? Put that wrench away. Salt Lake on the back seats. The spade one more time. Pick up play, please. Am I? Why is it not showing me the clay option? All of these patches... Oh, hang on. Stacks are not empty. Holy. A lot of wheat. Does it even all fit in there? No, it does not. Probably just get the wheat seeds from these dried sheaves. I'm not sure. I don't think you need like a threshing thing. I don't know. I think for the wheat maybe. Right. So now we can take some clay. We can fit back in there. And then pull that in there, and the sacks. A fairly decent find here. That's also one thing I like about this kind of run. You know, you get to appreciate stuff that you normally just ignore, like car crashes. You just drive around annoyed that you can't stay on the road, but you don't realize even in these pointless car crash things there's treasure. Okay, there's a little hut, little cabin down here. I just want to check how busy it is, because that would eventually make for a decent, like, forward base whenever we want to tackle the nearby towns. This is like, again, one of those random zombie population hit and miss things. This can be completely empty, this can be completely overrun. This looks like an empty one. Oh, cool. Not like we can do anything here. I'm a curious person. Could always be that there's a generator inside for us to eventually pick up. Basement. What is inside? What a cozy little place. Feels just like home. An ambulance, finally. Hopefully we can find some more painkillers, because we're kind of running out of those. Yeah, we have 100 trowels, but I'm still gonna pick them up. Might as well smash this one in. many CD players does one family need? Right, what do we have? Beta blockers, antidepressants, painkillers, and a couple trauma bags with... Oh, take an extra bandage. All the painkillers we ever need. And some extras. That's good. Let's just actually take a whole bunch of medical supplies here. Actually, on second thought, let's throw all of the stuff I don't want to take into the trunk. I'm gonna equip one of these trauma bags here. Secondary. Put all of that medical stuff in there. Then we have one easy thing we can just throw on the seat. I'm running around with 180 nails. I think I did some blacksmithing the other day and forgot to unload that. Yeah, when I said we're running out of nails, we're not actually running out of nails, but we're kind of getting low. Like 180 is surprisingly little sometimes. Okay, can we fit this onto this seat? Can't wait to forget to use the painkillers and fight a bunch of zombies panicked again. The beta blockers even. So no luck with any survivor groups on the road, and I'm fairly certain we are very close to hitting up. Yep. The outskirts. Tiki Town, and there's already a couple zombies chilling. Not looking too... no, that's looking fairly crazy. Maybe we can have a quick look here at the parking lot. Really getting my hopes up. Like 120 maintenance XP just for sharpening? It's crazy. And I'm trying to see, there was a runner there with dark clothing. Don't want to get surprised by him. Yeah, that guy was the runner. No? What's your deal? Why are you walking slow? Yeah, this is DV. I feel like in the past they always ran, right? They wouldn't just occasionally walk slow and then run when they get at you. Like, if they get a beer from the fridge, they run over there from their living room. This is spending half the time fighting, half the time sharpening. It's just flying up there. Okay. There's certainly one or two zombies up here. And see, that's what I mean with the dealing with the sprinter percentage and the zombie numbers. If we eventually arrive at like 20%, then that's every fifth of one of the zombies being a runner is gonna be tricky. Yeah, I was hoping to, I don't know, peek into one or two cars here in the parking lot, but this feels like a little bit too much for today. Yeah, I'm gonna let caution dictate my way here. I'm gonna head back-ish. I'm still in the mood for a little bit more road trip, so let me just drive the other way. And yeah, then we'll take a different route. Back here at the intersection, we're gonna drive a little bit north. Again, just seeing what else we find. Some interesting car crashes. Some groups on the road. Whatever luck throws my way. Burnt out car wrecks, huh? Now, we do have propane for one more of those, but we actually don't really have storage capacity to pick up any more metal, even though we kind of need it, but that's going to be something for another day. I wouldn't mind finding like a vehicle that has some more propane. That would be nice. Oh, you know what? I just remembered that we have what is it? Taylorsville in this mod pack again here. The bridge seems a little bit more clear than the last time around. Look at this bad boy. Completely empty. By the way, during the days when I was doing stuff at the base, I've been actually kind of diligent about doing... Can I not at least show the exercise menu? Just wanted to show off the regularity that we've achieved now with burpees. Okay, that's what we're looking for. At least I hope that's what we're looking for. Somebody with a backpack, although it doesn't really give survivor vibes to me just yet. I see a group of this in the middle of a road out in nowhere. Should be a survivor group, right? And on that note, I did read the book now for short swords, long blades. It's muscle strain already. Yeah, maybe dealing with a big group of zombies here with an unfamiliar weapon was not the brightest idea I had today. Don't worry. I had worse ideas. I'm sure I can come up with some more. I mean, we do have a whole bunch of painkillers now, right? Curiosity. How quickly is it leveling up? When did we make level 1 here? Did we maybe get that at the same time as the maintenance level and I just missed it? Ooh, baby. Jackpot. Jackpot question mark. I don't think I need those seeds. Capri 5 we don't need, but we don't have it yet. I think when we read mechanics we have at the base. Security. Volume 5. Not the best books. Riverside map. Ridge map. You know, I don't have any dogs, so I don't need the dog food or this or that. Okay, rest comes with me. I think just for completeness, we clean up the rest here. What do you have stuck in you there? Metal cleaver axe. Okay. Well, and there's a couple guys who wandered off into the woods. I'm not gonna chase them. Or will I? Definitely feeling the pain here. Actually getting way closer. I must have got the long blade at some other point, I guess. Where in the world are we? I'm a little bit confused how these roads here are laid out. Taylorsville. Oh, I'm not 100% sure how we got this on the map. Okay. Well, little car crash. With a van that might have some tools or some other stuff in it. We'll take that. Short sword broken. Yeah, we don't need a key for a wrecked car. Might as well check if there's anything else inside. I should really... I've been doing a really bad job of actually checking if these vehicles have gas. Oh, I missed this map. What's this then? Crazy Willie's trailer. Is that Muldrow? Yeah. I'd never expect crashed cars to have gas, but then again, there was that other car earlier where we got like 20 liters almost out of. Okay. Talk about finding a vehicle with potentially gas inside. Wait. First of all, the key for this, but it's also a wrecked one. I thought the key didn't say wrecked here. Maybe it's a different Masterson? No. Very strange. And what about this guy? We got a key. No gas. An M16? Okay. Sure. Where can we see your actual tank? Compartment storage? No. Maybe I'm just blind, or maybe I'm missing it. Like, this is obviously the main tank. I'm not sure what's going to be in the back tank. Not seeing the interactable object either. And I think the other one we looked at had some indication here of what's inside, so I don't know. Anyway, what's happening here? Oh, a little calf. Okay, it is getting a little bit late in the day here. So let's see that this road hopefully takes us back to familiar waters. And then we can head on home and start a little bit construction. Because I kind of also wanted then this time have a little bit of the construction work in the actual episode. So we'll see about that. Again, there's a couple, some more chickens, so lots of zombies. And this is where we drove away. Okay, so we're back on familiar roads. Let's head home. Right, it's the next morning. We're back at base. And before we get to the construction, we have some blooming tomatoes here to harvest. Get the rest of our little farm over here ready. By the way, chives are like continuous crops. You don't need to replant them, so after harvesting they just continue to grow and may or may not actually work out for us. And yes, down there, the moat that is not filling up. And we did have a harvest here of the sunflowers. Is that dried yet? No, it's still drying. Yeah, it turns out if it's raining for 4 days and it's cold, yeah, the drying rate is a little bit reduced. It's fine, as long as it's drying. I could put these inside, but now they're harvesting. Now, the weird thing with, well, not the weird thing. With tomatoes, even if they're blooming, you don't get seeds. You have to kind of destroy tomatoes for seeds. I think, though, we have a couple seeds, 2 seeds. Maybe something in here? 23. Yeah, that's enough to replant tomatoes. But it's not the right one. We do have, from the book we found the other day, or the magazine, now actually growing season information. And tomatoes, April, May, June, best month May. I think we actually planted those in May, so kind of got lucky there. But yeah, July definitely outside of season. So yeah. And now I can actually show you this. Yeah, look at that. Burpees. Almost 50, 60% regularity. Let's drop the tomatoes. So one thing, I feel like I don't want to spend all day long fishing. Like, food is not really the problem, right? We have eggs, we have butter, we can fish. So whether or not I have the refrigeration from the truck is really then just a matter of how often do I need to fish, how often do I need to go milk the cows. It's not like, do I have the material for it, but rather really how often. It's more not a matter of difficulty, more a matter of tedium. I still think though it's a little bit overpowered, and once we actually have proper refrigerators, I'm gonna stop using the truck. Because it also has so much storage capacity. And it kind of defeats the purpose of having to actually pay power for your refrigerators. I don't know. Also, a whole comment about how modded vehicles change the game. Need a weapon. What do you mean you need a weapon? What is a meat cleaver if not a weapon? Sorry. Not actually sorry. Although this is the first raccoon we captured. Oh, well. Technically not captured anymore. Do they not have... Apparently raccoons don't have bones. Throw that meat in here. You know what, for now I'm just gonna throw the rest in here because I don't want to run around, pack it away. So let's go to the construction. I already brought the clay from our trip up top, and I loaded this up with bricks and our buckets. Need to move that trash can. That's just danger there. So yeah, the road goes up to here, but I did chop down everything else, so we have a clear shot. Get up here to the farm. Can I access both? Yes, okay. So we should be able to make clay cement from here. Looking for this. Let's get the trowel on me. Let's get this bucket in here. This bucket in here. I got a couple bricks on me. Okay, so I'm thinking we want some brick walls. Sweet. Let's actually go free out here. So my idea is to have a barn basically go in here like this kind of area. and then a second pasture down here. So basically you have part of the barn is part of this area, part of it is part of this, and then we have like a neutral zone between the two in the middle of the whole building. This is not enough for a wall. I think I'm just gonna... Can I not empty this? It's inconvenient. I'd really like a second bucket for faster work here. I'm sure I can empty that one. Is it wasteful? Yes. We're gonna do it anyway? Yes. We stay here and can just... We find that sweet spot again. I probably just gotta get the car a little bit closer. So we have the sand in the trunk and the clay in the box there. Mix some stuff and build some walls. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of wall building here, and then we'll see how it looks in a second. Well, this is awkward. So this is how it looks so far, and you might hear something in the distance. So the idea being, of course, this is then the entrance for whatever is on this part of the area. You're just chilling there, right? Okay. This is then the entrance for the southern side, and this is the service entrance. So imagine like another row of fences here. We'll probably swap one out for a gate, so we can actually get in there. Maybe have a sink here. We need some fresh water for anything, some feeding troughs inside. It's basically just that the animals have a place inside to hide during bad weather and stuff. That being said, I mean, if there's one place here on our little area where I think we can just sit out a helicopter, it's probably back here. If we get some zombies starting to gather on the other side of the river, we can handle this, but this should be not a big deal. We are technically in a forest, so that should be the same as being inside a building. Oh, look at that. There are zombies actually already on the other side of the river. Huh. That will stress out my animals over time, I think. So... either have to go around all the way here or follow this road, and I think there's a bridge somewhere here to clear these guys out. Or, you know, shoot them. We do have a couple guns and a little bit of ammo. Maybe good opportunity to learn some aiming and reloading and stuff. Okay, just in case a zombie manages actually to get all the way over here. I'm not sure if shooting here in the middle of the animal pasture is gonna make the animals nervous. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Also, there's a lot of caution. You might also notice there are a couple rabbits. In the last episode I said I wouldn't get any rabbits in the farm, and you know that idea lasted not very long, I guess. Where did the zombies go, though? Are we done here, Mr. Helicopter, or are you coming back one more time? Seriously, where did those two zombies go? Well, I'm just gonna pretend that nothing bad could happen here. Fill my buckets, mix my cement. Some more bricks. Not sure if I have enough bricks to actually finish this. Okay. Building. Okay. Honestly, on that note, we're almost done. There's the window there, and then of course the roof. So let's just fill one of the buckets. Not the zombies. Yeah, I might have to do a little walk around the perimeter. Yeah, the zombies on the fences, and also when we're getting back to base, we need to be a little bit careful. But for now, let's mix one more clay cement so we can get rid of the empty bucket. And I also went through the trowel already, like the mason's trowel. Did not last. Give me a window here. Wonderful. I think this is all I needed from here. And I guess we don't need the clay here anymore. I have a feeling this might not all fit into the trunk. We'll work on it. Right, I guess the next thing we're gonna need is just gonna use the efficient recipe here. Some stairs in the back. Before I do the stuff up top, let's do a, what is that, fence? There we get a kind of picture of how I imagined this to look here. And then maybe a feeding trough. Up on both sides. Yeah, gotta have the symmetry, right? Yeah, then a fence around here. I don't like the guy there over there. How we looking? How many planks? I have 2 planks left on me. This is a 9x7 building, so we're gonna need lots of planks. Let me work on that roof. Just like that. Yes, that's the roof. Now the big question is just gonna be... Did I actually exactly use up all the planks? No, there's 2 planks left. Let me get the fence in here. We don't fall down the stairs. What are we looking at? 23.9, 23. Okay, so we see a noticeable temperature jump as we go in and out, so it actually counts as indoors. So if we now check the cow's corner, it should say roofed area 21. Wonderful. Little piggy's already inside, eating the grass inside. Yeah, we gotta get some like hay or something, you know, to actually make the interior barn a little bit more barny. But hey, it's working out. It's working out quite well. Okay, before we head back to base, first of all, let's eat something. There might be some friends down there. We are tired. Well, drowsy, thankfully only. No, just ticked over to tired. And since we were up here, I hope that nobody actually found their way across our little bridge. Maybe that's a reminder that, hey, you wanted to get a gate in front of that bridge, didn't you? Oh, hang on. This bucket should stay here. It's our milking bucket. Little addition to the farm. Honestly, I like the brick style really a lot for like barns and stuff. I'm not sure I really like it for our main base building. Maybe we switch to like more proper stone. Also, this is not where we park. We park in the parking lot. Do a final check-in down here. At the bridge area. Not seeing any unwelcome visitors. Why though? There's a lot of dead turnip. Is it just not turnip season? Is that what killed my farm here? Poor month, July. Okay. Yeah, well, that's not gonna... Yeah, that'll do it. Sugar beets. What about the sugar beets? We don't have that. Okay, so that's just a gamble. What are we growing here? Spinach. Poor month, July. Oh, great. Yeah, maybe the stuff I planted here was not the best. Okay, but with that being said, we have our little new barn building, and I'm gonna work on, depending on how many nails we have left, Yeah, 85. That should be enough to get the fence out, and then we have a separate farming area for, I guess, the pigs. I'm gonna move over to their own little area then. And then we gotta make an area for the turkeys with a hutch. A lot of work to be done. I'll do a little bit of that off camera, a little bit on camera. We'll switch it out. We'll shake it up. We'll get some variety. And see how the time goes. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole sprinters or no sprinters, or more sprinters or fewer sprinters situation. I'm happy to adjust, whatever you think might be most interesting for this run. For now, though, I want to put a cut in here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.